it, Sarah. All day. Hell yeah.
Arm wrestling's about to take place.
Yeah.
King of Table 3, brother. Did you get to watch that?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it because of our time zones, but I managed to get all the YouTube videos after, and yeah, man, what an exciting and huge event that was.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely loved the action that day. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of the matches that went down and just get your thoughts on them.
Yeah.
The first one being we had Larry Wheels, great ambassador to our sport, power lifter, just, doing so much tremendous, great things for getting eyes on our sport and everything. And he was going against this guy, Khaled. And, oh, my God, bro, this guy's just the biggest hands there are and just a freak with power and everything. And they had a super match and all. And what did you think of that? Larry came out strong, man. Looks like he got that first round win and all. We all thought that, oh, wow, he's figured it all out. And then what happened?
I think it really highlights the importance of hands. Like, I think, logically it would have seemed like a good match for Larry because they've got a little bit of history with Khaled, but he's got such a big hand. And Larry coming in, like, he's so big and powerful in every part of his body. The only part that he lacks is his hand. And we find that a lot with a lot of powerlifters, bodybuilders, and just generally huge, massively strong human beings to begin with. Their hand seems to be what gets exposed when you've got someone who all they do is hand stuff. So it's a really difficult for Larry. And I think, like Toddzilla said in one of his recent videos, like, a lot of times super matches are a lot closer than they appear. You can only be 2% difference and it looks like a fucking landslide, and it was just a piece of cake for Khaled. But I don't think so. I think that was the case for this one. I think Larry, he has the potential to look at him. Like, when you're that strong, the carryover that powerlifting has into arm wrestling is if you're already a crazy strong human being, it's almost like, well, there's the potential. Once you hone that to arm wrestling specifically, you get a big monster. So Larry just needs more time. Like, hand strength is a fickle thing. It takes time. Much more time than saying just getting crazy strong biceps. Hand strength takes a long time. And Khaled and his job, he's been doing hand stuff his whole life. So I think that was a little bit of a stylistic mismatch for Larry, I think. And I think we'll see him shortly really start to get some arm wrestling going and some wins against people that are kind of better suited to him, which I think that'd be a smart move. Gets a little bit more selective with who he's choosing to arm wrestle.
Let me ask you, Lachlan, do you have any tips for him? I heard a lot of the community was just talking, and they were saying that maybe he should slow down on the super matches and maybe get more experience pulling tournaments or whatever. What do you think about that?
I think that's kind of missing the point. He just needs more years in the sport. I would say to him, he would potentially need a little bit more of a more minded towards the combat side of the sport. Yes, of course, it's a strength sport, but there's certain tactics that if he concentrated more on the combat side, he would get more success. And the reason I say that is once you get to a certain strength, the strength is autonomous. If you're in a match and you're thinking, I'm going to be really strong, you've just made yourself slow and you're missing things in the setup because you think, oh, I'm just going to muscle through this guy. So there's a lot being missed there. So I would say to him, concentrate more on the combat side of things mentally. You might find he gets a little bit more success. I think Larry gets told a lot of really high-level stuff by really high-level pullers who have potentially forgot what it was like to be starting out in his level. So things he's being told now, that shit won't click for another 5 years. He'll get told it again in 5 years and go, I know what you mean. Like, I get it now, and he can apply it. So I think it's been very overwhelming for Larry in terms of just the knowledge that has been chucked at him. I think we need to scale it back for him. So that would be my advice, whoever's going to coach Larry, what I'd be concentrating on, and make it really simple, small steps.
Yeah, that's definitely some great advice there. And, I'm in the same boat as Larry. I kind of came from that fitness background and, kind of came in pretty quickly and got out there, got my name known a lot. And, I'm kind of feeling what he goes through, because now when you say you go to these practices and you're looking to learn, first off, everybody's looking at you and they see the muscles. So right off the bat, they're already like on edge, because now they're overestimating what you are on the table, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, dude, I'm brand new here. And, I might be strong in the gym, but not on the table yet. So as soon as you get on that table, I mean, these guys are just going all out trying to beat you. I mean, you got a big name, you're Larry Wheels, they want to be the guy. Hey, I beat Larry Wheels. And also it's hard to go to these practices and actually learn things from other people, except for the elite guys, that might help you and take you under the wing. But the other thing is, just like you said, you're learning from these elite guys, but they're forgetting they did this for 30 years. So all the little details and all the beginning stuff that they had to learn on themselves, you didn't learn that yet. And now they're teaching you their little tricks and tips that, 30 years in, it works and they understand it completely, but you know what I mean? So it's a long road, and it's definitely it's a little harder coming in there with such a big name and looking the way Larry does. Definitely is.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I came from similar roots. Like, I started in powerlifting. I walked into the first ArmWrestling gym and people were like, "Oh, this guy," and I'm like, "Nah."
Yes.
And the
100%.
thing is, we have to eat a lot of humble pie, man. Like, you see Larry eating humble pie, and I'm like, oh man, like, he could just crack you in the face and your nose would end up in the back of the head if he wanted to. But we've got to sit there and smile and go, yeah, like, small dick, like, well done. You've smashed the big guy who's brand new. Like, I've got that my whole life, So I feel sorry for him in that, because I can sympathize with that. And you get the same thing. So I think someone like, who I think the best coach for Larry would probably be Todd. Everything's so simple. He makes advanced ideas, simplifies it, and can just see, okay, that's just what this guy needs. I think he's really, really good like that. I watch his training and there's just golden nuggets coming everywhere, and I think that would probably be the best coach for Larry if Todd was up to it,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And another person that agrees with you as far as Todd being a coach is Travis Bagent. When I first started,
Bagent's another awesome coach. He's awesome. Like,
Travis would always show me tips and all that. But the thing that he told me, he said, if you have to pick one guy from the United States to be coached by and to learn from, Todd Zill is your man. And he's always said that from day one. And,